So this is my first video that I am ever recording on this channel. So welcome. So this is my hybrid that I'm designed for the Hybrid Wars. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So my hybrid's name is Tyran, and my hybrid is 5.8 meters tall and 13.65 meters long, and he weighs 11.7 tons. So now for the contributors. For the general body plan and for extra littles bits, the primary contributor, basically the base contributor, would be Macrothorax, the largest megaraptoran to ever live. And the reason why I'm picking it as the base instead of Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is the second highest contributor, is because I want the base software of the Macrothorax for the arms to allow for higher congruency when it comes to my hybrid using its weaponry. So instead we'll be cherry picking the things that make the T-Rex extremely good, which in this case would be the head and hips, the hip design. So the head is, well, a no-brainer considering we want that gigantic bite force and the crazy giant teeth. And for the hip design, the hip design of Tyrannosaurus allows it to turn even quicker than carnivores that are smaller than it and allow it to be extremely agile for its size. So having the hip design of T-Rex will definitely help my hybrid. So now for the short tail shrew. Now I'll also be adding short tail shrew DNA for the iron reinforced teeth and also immunity to the Indominus 2.0 venom, which will be very important. And to allow my hybrid to get at the extra size, it will be given in the additional air sacs and general size from Sauroposeidon. And for the intelligence and fast twitch arm muscles, I'll be using chimpanzees. Now for the armor. For the base, I'll be using the Komodo dragon. As a little known fact that basically every scale on a Komodo dragon, at least to some degree, is an osteoderm. So basically, the entire body of a Komodo dragon is covered by osteoderms, because every single scale is an osteoderm on a Komodo dragon, basically. And I'll be using that to my advantage, as I'll be modifying these Komodo dragon osteoderms to make them bigger, thicker, to make the osteoderms bigger and larger, and also much more thick, and also a lot more and a lot stronger. And I'll be using boreal pelta to do that. And also I would like to reinforce certain parts of my hybrid, so for that I'll need to add bony plates, flexible bony plates that will cover areas that still need some flexibility but also need high levels of protection. And in this case, I'll be using the giant armadillo to give such features, as its bony plates are still somewhat flexible, while still providing much more protection. And also, these bony plates will also be affected by the Komodo dragon and the boreal pelta to make these these flexible bony plates, at least the parts with the actual bony parts in them, a lot stronger. And finally, to reinforce every biomineralized part of my hybrid, I'll be using the scaly foot gastropod to reinforce anything that is biomineralized. So that includes teeth, claws, the internal skeleton, which will be very useful as the base of my hybrid, the macrothorax, actually their bones are very fumatic, as even compared to other theropods, which is very unique for megaraptors. Now, so yeah, claws and teeth, which will make the teeth of, and the addition to it to the teeth of my creature, will make the teeth of my hybrid extremely tough, durable, and also probably very sharp, as they won't get dulled like usual. And as for the venom, yet again, the Komodo dragon will provide the infrastructure by providing the venom glands and still providing the venom itself, but though the Komodo dragon venom won't be the majority of what makes up this new hybrid's venom. Instead, the majority of the venom that makes up my hybrid, its venom, would be instead actually be the geography cone snail, or sorry, the geographic cone snail, which is the most venomous cone snail, which I believe that the lethal dose per kilogram is like 0.03. So it won't, and since we're producing this venom at a massive volume, since this is a large creature, this will be very bad for the Indominus Rex, as last time I checked, nothing in an Indominus Rex, the Indominus Rex gene DNA, has any ability to stop the cone snail venom. And why am I leaving the Komodo dragon venom in still, even though it is not going to be the base? Well, the reason is because I still need anti-blood coagulant venom and to allow for my neurotoxic cone snail venom to spread around a lot faster. And to help with this even further, I will add vampire vats only for the addition of Draculin, which will allow the venom to spread a lot quicker through the bloodstream and enter nerves and stuff. And also, the addition of Draculin will allow the Indominus to bleed out faster when it gets wounded by my creature. And yes, and the reason for that is because it does have a modification, basically the same modification that Hank has, that basically made the oil glands produce this venom. And it may not look like much now, but this becomes actually a problem for the Indominus, because I also added venomous quills to my hybrid by the incorporation of the scorpion fish. So yeah, and I also modified the scorpion fish quills to be proportionally a lot bigger, so each of the quills would be at on average, so there are some quills that are a lot longer, especially on the top, on the tail tip, and also the back of the neck, and also the front, the forearms, that are, so this is on average is 18 centimeters. And each quill has its own venom supply, and the venom is the same as as is found in the mouth. And now, to make sure that the indominus is not only just suffering physically from the venom, but also is feeling a lot of, I want the indominus to feel a lot of pain, so it does not have the ability to think as clearly and be less effective when it comes effective, and also cause the indominus to make more mistakes and just generally be worse at fighting. I need the indominus to feel as much pain as possible, and the only solution for that is to add bullet ant DNA to specifically only for the compounds that are needed to make the venom extremely painful when injected into the bloodstream. So yeah, and also extra for the genetic modifications, I made the feet wider so it's more, my creature is more stable. There's a slight increase in the length and thickness of my claws, which is allowed because my base creature has extremely long claws. And also the giant anteater, the giant armadillo also has extremely long claws. And also thick claws. The increased size of the I also increased the size of the caldovermalis muscles, basically the tail muscles that connect directly to the leg and allow my creature to run a lot faster than it otherwise would be able to. Which is 30 kilometers per hour. And also and because of this, it is slight that I am able to make the tail slightly shorter, that make sure that the indominus can't just cause a painful but not serious injury to my creature that could make my creature lose focus. And also I modified the armadillo. I also modified the bony plate covering of the armadillo, of the giant armadillo plating that is also modified with the other armor contributors to cover the underside of my creature as well, to give it more protection. And so yeah, that's my hybrid. So sorry that if this video is kind of funny, that I am recording this in a rush, and this is my first video, so yeah, sorry for the poor quality, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my hybrid, and I hope I see you soon. See ya all.